Wait for it. And we are live. Let me get this live on IG. So, Nick, I'll tell you when mine lets me go live. It's like a couple second delay. I just
Sounds
was
good.
able to hit my button. So I'm good.
Cool.
And so you can hit yours now. Um, guys, I'm doing 7 figures net in 6 months challenge. We have 10 contracts. We'll have probably 13 contracts by the end of the day. And there was no better person for me to bring on than Mr. Nick Perry to pick his brain on everything I need to know to reach this goal and how his company operates. He did close to 6 million or close to 7 million last year.
6 million.
Close to 6 million last year, all virtual. I've never done heavy nationwide virtual at, let's say, at a heavy clip of transactions. I think that's what makes it hard because you don't have confidence in your offers, in my opinion. When it's like in one market and you know it, it's like, bam, we're good to go. I don't care. I don't really need investor lift. I can just look at it and say, yeah, bro, that's fine. Let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, that's the unsexy thing nobody wants to talk about is knowing how to accurately do comps. You know,
Yeah, bro.
it's like the algebra class of real estate that nobody wants to go to. But you could be the best salesperson in the world. You could do all RJ Bates training, Eric Klein, Grant Cardone's, and be the best salesperson in the world. But if you can't accurately comp a property and accurately make offers, you're never going to be able to scale very well. So that's one thing that we take very serious in our company. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like our guys are really good, but I'm sure there's people out there that are way better salespeople than some of my acquisitions, but they're just deadly accurate with making offers.
So are your acquisitions people are on the phone comping while so they're on the phone and they're comping at the same time? You don't have like a full-time comper doing it?
No, that's you need to have everybody be able to do that. That at least senior acquisitions, but all of our team are pretty well versed in comps. Because if you put a underwriter in the team, you're gonna bottleneck deals and bottleneck transactions. And we all know like time is money. If you got a hot seller on the phone, worst thing you can do is let them off the phone, and then you got to wait for an underwriter to give you an offer. It's just not efficient.
How long does it take for your dudes to get like competent? Because so I was thinking about making the hire because whenever I've done stuff that's been in California, I can look at it. I'm good. I can comp it myself. And I feel like I was getting bogged down comping stuff. I was like, so do I just have someone in the back just fucking comping all day so I can make
No,
offers?
no, that's the like kind of band-aid solution, not a good way out because every that person that's confident is going to be a crutch in your company. What if they take a day off? You're screwed.
You're
You
right.
know, so um, our guys takes them a matter of weeks to become pretty proficient in comps, but we drill comps every single day, just like even though they're experienced in it, we still do comp training every single week. And in our seven-figure cartel, we have comp training every single week with our members, and they bring their acquisitions on. And within a very short amount of time, I would say, 3 to 6 weeks, they're pretty damn good. So we're not doing rocket science over here, but
Yeah.
it is an art. It's not an exact science. It's not the 70% minus repairs formula that they teach you in your first seminar you go to. You got to be a little bit more discerning than that.
What are you looking at? Like when you're, what's your training like for those people to comp?
So first is like we do properties all over the country. So you got to know, when you get a lead in a market you've never heard of, is this even a good workable market? And the easiest way to tell that is not by population. Everybody thinks like, oh, if it's rural, it's trash. That is bullshit. I've made some of our biggest spreads in rural markets. What you want to look at is the for sales versus the amount of pendings. That's going to tell you how hot a market is. So if you got say 100 properties for sale and say 50% of them are pending or 30% of them are pending, there's activity and things are moving in that market. On the
Okay.
flip side, say if you go into a market and it's fucking 100 properties for sale and 10 of them are pending, that's not good. That means things aren't really
Yeah. There's no
moving there.
movement.
So, yeah. So you want to find a hot market. Like some of the best markets we've got, you've never even heard of. It's not your major cities. Places like upstate New York, fucking on fire right now. Anything that hits the market's going pending.
All right,
It
bro. So we
changes all
have a
the time.
couple leads in New York, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm hesitant on doing deals in New York just because I don't want to have to deal with the attorneys, and I don't know if it's worth the headache.
Send them to me. Yeah,
Is but
it's a pain
like,
in the
so is
ass.
it harder to
It-
navigate?
on the transaction side of it, because you got attorneys, it's an attorney state. You got hoops to jump through, and you got a buyer's attorney, a seller's attorney. So it's a pain in the ass, but the spreads are typically pretty good, and it's worth it for sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten. I would say we have 3 deals in Illinois right now. Are you just double closing those? What are you doing?
This is the touchy subject right there. So Illinois is a great state. Here's the thing: with the laws that came down, technically, like you're not supposed to do over 1 or 2 transactions. But if the think about when a deal goes down, you've got a buyer, a seller, a title company, an attorney. All those people have a vested interest to get that property closed because everybody's getting paid.
Hmm.
So nobody's going to like the board of realtors to snitch unless something goes wrong in that transaction. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you piss off a realtor or somebody like that, a lot of times that's when you get yourself into hot water there. But as long as everybody is on the same page, you're not going to have to worry about that. But it is a risk. So you just got to decide what's your risk tolerance if you want to do Illinois or not.
But I can do like up to 3, is what you said?
It's up to
2 to
two.
3,
Don't quote me.
up to
Yeah, don't
2.
quote me. It's like up to 2 in a calendar year.
Oh shit. I mean, I'll probably just pull out of Illinois because like we started getting a bunch in like St. Louis, like that half of St. Louis. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And so I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of little shit boxes. I'm sure we can wholesale these. And then I was like, oh shit, I forgot the Illinois. It is technically illegal after like a couple, or it is illegal completely, and you have to double close.
That's the right way of going about it. Most of the time, nobody's going to say anything, but there's always that chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're kind of living on the edge a little bit. You leave yourself open, um, for lawsuit if you're doing it.
So what does your acquisitions process look like as far as the lead comes in, it goes straight to a sales rep, and then he's going for a one-step close if possible. If not, it's a two-step close.
Typically, it's a 2-step close.
Okay.
So because we are so accurate on our comps, we deep dive on it. So if we get to have a really good conversation with the seller in that first conversation, we're giving them an offer range. And if they accept that verbal offer range, we're setting up the next phone call for typically anywhere from 15 to minutes to an hour later. You want to make sure that um, all decision makers are going to be present on that next call, that they're going to be not driving or something like that, that they can have
Yeah.
access to their phone or their email. And in that time period between the calls, sales reps are going in, triple checking the comps, typing up the DocuSign, and then calling them back to walk them through the contract.
What's your fallout rate?
We're at this point, 66% of our deals close. It's 2/3 of our deals go to
Okay.
closing. And the majority of the time when deals fall out, it's not because we messed up on comps or repairs. It's because title issues, seller issues, things like that. You
Okay. Because like I
messed.
planned on only closing 60%
Mm-hmm.
of like the nationwide stuff. What
Yeah,
have you seen? Like, do you think that'd be good, or do you think I should be like 50% for a while, then we'll get dialed and it'll go up to
50% for
60?
a while. I tell all of our new guys, even when they're experienced real estate investors, like maybe they crushed it in a few markets, but then they're expanding. Like give yourself some grace for the first few quarters. fifty
Oh wow,
percent is
okay.
a good benchmark, and then you're gonna that's gonna increase over time.
What are you paying your guys? Like, what does your acquisition comp look like? Like, they come in, you make X amount, it's a draw, and then you get X amount of spread. Like, what does that look like?
You're asking the wrong person because I'm in the owner's box now. So I just look at what my fucking payroll is and
I'm
what's
a
my
taxpayer.
percentage of
I'm a taxpayer
payroll
in this.
to gross revenue. I know that they are on commission only. They get a 90-day base salary, and then that base salary drops out, and it's commission only from that point forward. And it's between 6 to 10% on a sliding scale, but I don't know what the numbers are on that sliding scale.
Okay. As far as in the weeds with what you've done, because when I was doing it, we had cold call leads, so we had a ton of follow up. It wasn't a ton of PPC. Now, if somebody doesn't want our offer, we just move them over to a warm lead and put them on a drip, and then they'll get touched, and then they'll come up in the CR when they need to be touched. How do you guys handle those people?
If they don't want an offer,
No, if they get our offer and they say no.
oh yeah, those are some of the hottest leads. So they'll stay on drip, but we continue to follow up with those. Always work closest to the money. I think that that's where a lot of people will just neglect those sellers that they gave an offer to, and those are typically going to be your closest to converting. What they typically want to do is, wait till they get more distressed or
Yeah,
shop for other offers. So, be methodical about it, but you should be hitting those every, week or 3 weeks, whatever proper cadence you want to have them on to kind of see where they're at until that property changes hands.
transacts.
Yeah, you should be following up with them.
Ooh, I like that. Do you consider any leads dead leads, or does
Yeah, oh,
everybody
yeah.
just get touched?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dead leads. For us, um, we don't touch listed properties. We can. I know you can make money on listed properties, but we just don't like the headache of having to tell them, okay, cancel with the
Yeah.
realtor, and then we're going to take it down and relist it. I know plenty of people that succeed with that. Just not our cup of tea. We don't really mess with mobile homes in parks. We've made money on them before in the past, but again, it's another time suck and another headache. So we don't mess with those. There's properties that are, really low pendings, and we don't mess with those. If it's going to be in the middle of the mountains and fucking nothing selling out there, we're not going to mess with it. Another great example of shit you guys are wasting your time on is those shit box houses that are, let's say, 60K ARV, and they need 80 grand in work or 40 grand
Yeah.
in work. If it's a low ARV property and it needs a bunch of work, it's going to be tough to sell it.
Well,
So
everything costs the same to fix across America is what I've seen. Like, so it's
exactly
still gonna cost 80 grand to fucking fix that thing, and so it's worth 80 grand. They can't give it to you to make any money. You might as well just walk away.
correct. And it doesn't make any sense for somebody to go put money into this house. That's why you see a lot of abandoned, beat up houses, all over different parts of the country.
Oh yeah,
It
but
just doesn't
I've seen a
make sense.
bunch in St. Louis
Oh,
to where
prime
like they
example.
couldn't. Bro, St. Louis has a bunch of them. Like, well, they'll come to us. I'm like, yeah, I can offer you like 3 grand, and then we may be able to make a couple bucks, but it's not
Yeah,
even
there's
worth the
parts of the
time.
country that you can't even give the properties away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense for anybody to take over that liability with the taxes and what are you going to do with it?
What else should I avoid? Like, what are the other shit where you're like, bro, it's a time suck. Don't do it. Not worth it.
Those are the main ones right there. You'll waste a lot of time with the lower ARV stuff. So um, be careful with those houses. Other things, mm, I mean, those are the main things right there. If you can stay away from those, like that's 80% of the battle. There's probably a few things I'm missing in my mind right now, but
Okay.
yeah, if you do that, that'll cut out 80, ninety
All right.
percent of the time you're wasting.
With your, do you use David Old's company or do you have an in-house transaction coordinator?
We have two in-house TCs. So
Okay.
David Old's
All
company
right.
is great, especially if you're, just getting started, your one-man show. You don't have time to be doing all that $10 an hour work, right? You better just hand it over to them. But if you are at a point where you're doing, 10 plus transactions consistently a month, then it's better to look at it coming in-house just because You can control the transaction process. You've got more communication. You have your files handled a specific way. Yeah, they're completely dedicated to you. So there's advantages to having in-house.
Um, so when do you send out a property for dispo? Everything's getting listed on the MLS, or the majority of stuff is?
No, we sell a lot of stuff wholesale. Yeah, so we have a like our internal buyers list, our VIP buyers list is built up pretty good over the years just from doing so many transactions. We've got VIPs in a lot of the different parts of the country, but we also use Artemis mode and God mode pretty
Yeah.
heavily on Investor Lift, and that's a big way that we sell deals. We sell deals with a lot of realtors as well. So we'll go on like PropStream, go to the flippers list, look at the houses that have been rehabbed in the area, call the agent that's on the that represented the investor on the transaction, and just pitch it to him. Say, hey, I got a house 2 blocks over. It's gonna be the easiest commission of your life. Reach out to the guy that you sold the property to. I'll pay your commission on the house. I just need you to give me a call back and see if he's in. You'd be surprised a lot of times the person that flipped the house 2 blocks over is ready to just ready to go for the house that you have.
And what are you paying that agent? Are you paying them 3%?
Yeah, 2% typically. Negotiate the percentage. But one swear word you never want to use with realtors is tack your fee on top. That's a quick way to make the realtor's brain just spontaneously combust.
They don't get
They
it.
don't
They only
understand
understand
that.
commission.
They think that you're trying to screw them somehow, that you're greedy. So, like, they're just strange creatures. You just have to tell them, listen, I'll pay your commission.
And so when you are sending it out wholesale, again, I've known all of my buyers. Like we've done a couple $100,000 a year in rev, and we'll do 3, 4 deals a year when we were wholesaling, or 3, 4 deals a month. But I could just call someone up like, hey bro, you want this? And then be like, yeah, I want it, and I had no worry, and I could be like, yeah, here's what it is. They trust my word on it, and I wouldn't even really
Yeah.
need to have pictures. So like with you, what does that look like when you're sending it out? Like what do you have to have organized before it even hits the dispo list?
Well, yeah, you got to have photos, you got to have access. So you don't want to blast out a property unless you got a good deck of photos and you know how you can get buyers to access the property. If you guys really want to go above and beyond, then use a service like NVMS. You can send them out there to take photos for you, and they'll give you an inspection report for like 150 or $200. But that's going to help you a lot with your buyer's confidence, especially if they don't know you. They're going to say, okay, well, he's got a third party inspection. It's not like an official inspection, but it's like a light inspection, but
Yeah.
third party due diligence done on this. They're going to trust you a lot more, and they're going to a lot of times be able to make their buying decision before even going out to the property based on that stuff, which is helpful. So you're not disrupting the seller.
How often are you selling it without a buyer having to go into it?
All the time. We do sight unseen addendums all the time, where we'll get them to uh, commit to the price, send in earnest money, sign the assignment contract, and then we'll grant them a one-time walkthrough before closing.
And so and again, because I'm not used to dealing with all these new buyers, I send it out. I'm like, hey, here's what it is. Here's the inspection report. Here's the pictures, the videos. If you want this, you can take it right now. Here's the price. And then if you get like 3 people interested, hey, put in your offer, and then we'll give you access if you're close. Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're going to deal with some buyers that are, ready to go, and they're cool with doing the sight unseen addendum and wiring in money. Other times they're going to be like, oh no, I need to go ahead and take a look at it first. So you just deal with it case by case. Yeah, if it's a hot property, most of the time we're not even allowing buyers to get in there. We sell it sight unseen.
And with these owner-occupied houses, are you having them leave when the buyers come in? What are you doing?
You
I've
can.
never
We
gotten
we
so
try to get them
many
to leave,
owner-occupied
but if
houses.
they won't leave, then You just got to really set expectations properly, because that's your job, is to control everything virtually. You're a fucking virtual wholesaler. So you got to control the buyer, control the seller virtually. So we've got a little script that we say to the buyers and to the sellers if we're sending them in together.
Really?
Yeah. If we try to get them out of there, we're like, sometimes we'll send them like an e-gift card to fucking a restaurant. We're like, hey, we got you lunch at Morton's. Go out and eat, go have a nice steak, and then we'll see you in 2 hours or whatever. Just leave a key, or we'll send them to a local restaurant nearby, or send them to get their nails done or whatever. Yeah, anything you can
How
do to get
often
them.
are they willing to leave?
It depends on the seller. I'd say, like, 50% of the time. The other times they're like, oh, I ain't having anybody in my house. I got to be there, or they got dogs, or there's multitude of different reasons why they won't trust you enough to do that. So in that situation, you just got to be able to set the proper expectations that, hey, listen, um, the number one is with the buyer. The seller's not usually the biggest issue. It's the buyer trying to snake your deal. So you just tell the buyer up front and say, hey, listen, um, we've got a walkthrough arranged for you at 2:30. Miss Smith, the homeowner, she's going to be there to open up the property for you. Make sure you're there 5 minutes early. She's been kind enough to rearrange her day to see you there, so do not be late. Also, you're welcome to walk around, get any photos you need, but any questions, direct them towards me. I just want to let you know we do have we've already clouded title on this property. We have a affidavit of interest, so that way you don't have to worry about anybody going around you or snaking this deal. We've already got it locked up. So you just say it in like a nice way, like, don't even try any bullshit.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that you'll want to tell them is, um, I need you to do me a huge favor. Is as soon as you finish at the property, I need you to call me immediately so I can tell Miss Smith that we're done and she can go about the rest of her day. It's very important you call me as soon as you get back to the truck. So that way you know that the showing happened. And then also, that's your time when you can negotiate with the buyer, right? Oh, great. I'm glad you were able to get in there. That's wonderful. What'd you think about the house? Oh, it was great. I'm going to crunch some numbers on it, or it was a piece of shit. Need way more work. The photos didn't do it justice. The fucking roof's falling in, or, I love it. I'm going to, how much are we talking? Like, now you're in the kind of post
Yeah.
showing negotiation phase.
Are you pinning them down on that call, essentially? Is that the goal?
I
Like, hey,
try to,
let's get this
that's a
signed?
setup. Yeah. That's your sales call.
Yeah.
Like, everything leading up to it is fucking admin work. Now, when you get them actually in there and they're having that conversation after they've seen the property, now's what separates the good dispo from the bad dispo.
And
That's
so,
your
what are
call.
some things you should avoid with doing, like, because you have to deal with so many different people?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what are things you should avoid with all these buyers besides, like, hey, do not talk to the fucking seller?
Yeah, well, it's funny, if you tell them you got a memo on it. Um, it's crazy how many times I've heard buyers say, "Oh, well, if you got a memo on it, then I'm not going out there." Like, bro, you just like basically told me you're like, we're gonna go out and snake my deal. Well, I'm glad I said that. Thank you.
Really?
So, yeah, it's insane.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like, well,
wild.
I'm glad I avoided a fucking problem there. Uh, so yeah, other things to avoid with the buyers is, EMD. I tell them it's not. I tell all my guys at the office, it's not assigned until EMD is in, right? So if they're dragging their feet on EMD or they're fucking wrestling you on a deposit, I'll hammer them, right? Yeah, we're asking for, it depends on the property, either $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, on a as a deposit. And if they don't want to do that, that's a big red flag to me. If they're not able to do it quick, that's a big red flag. One thing that I always would say to fucking buyers if they would push back on EMD, I'd be like, dude, I paid a $3,000 deposit for my fucking French bulldog, and we're talking about a $200,000 house here. Like, get your fucking wire in, or I'm selling it to the next guy. Like,
And you can
we're
be a
talking
lot
about
more aggressive on the buyer side too. Like it's a lot
oh, you got to
more.
be, yeah, man. Dude, when I was on Dispo, I was a fucking dude. I was an asshole. Like, you kind of got to have that wheeling and dealing,
Yeah.
a type A aggressive personality, or they'll eat you alive. And if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Don't let them use if you can avoid having them dictate title companies and things like that. That's
Oh
best.
fuck no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You get fucked a lot of times using buyers title companies. They don't know what's going on, causes a lot of headaches. And plus,
That
you got too
was.
many title companies you're dealing with.
And so you're how much does it cost for you to get photos and a inspection? You're just paying $500 and that's just hard cost, operating costs per deal.
No, we can pay $500. NBMS, I think we'll do it for like 150 or $200. I have to look at it. Or you hire a local photographer to go out to the. We use Thumbtack a lot of times, and we'll send a local photographer out, and they'll take a pretty good deck of photos for you. You pay
Yeah, that. Let
$100.
me see. Do you ever send it out without photos, or is it just like, nah, bro, we need to get it?
You can, but it's not ideal. Like you don't really want to do that. We really refrain from ever sending it out unless we got photos.
How many deals can one of your dispo reps handle at a time?
Probably 15 at a time. No more than that.
15 at a time.
A good rep can handle 15 at a time. After that, they get overloaded.
And are they doing? Do they have an admin helping them with the legwork, or are they just in there grinding, looking?
They're in there grinding and working. So we got 3 full-time dispo and then 2 full-time transaction coordinators.
And then how many leads can a sales rep handle generally?
Great question. So sales reps can handle between 20 to like 35 new leads per week. So that breaks down to if you're working Monday through Friday, 4 to 8 like new leads a week. I mean per day, 4 to 8 new leads a day is what they can take on. If you increase the number of leads, the conversion goes to shit.
Really?
More leads equals worse conversion. It's how it goes in sales. So the number one thing to keep an eye, like your magnifying glass on, is your lead to contract number. You should know what your lead to contract was every single week. So like I'm always looking back at last week. How do we do on lead to contract?
What's your lead to contract? And what's a great one? Like, what's your
We're
best rep? What do they do? And what's on average?
right now as a team, we're 1 in 14 for the quarter. Our best guy is like 1 in 8, 1 in 9.
Right now, because, bro, I was going 20 leads a day. So shout out Lead Zolo. They're sending me 20 leads a day. And I had to call them like, bro, we got to slow down.
Oh yeah, you're
Like,
getting wrecked. You're getting wrecked.
bro, I was getting fucking wrecked, bro. Like it was intense because I'm doing the 0 to 1 million, and he's like, I'll commit to 20 leads a day. I was like, bro, that's what I need. And then I had to text him earlier this week, like, bro, I'm letting too much shit fall through the cracks. Like we're not converting enough. I'm not getting back to people soon enough. We got to slow it down a little bit.
Follow-ups going to shit.
Exactly. Follow-ups going to shit. Offers are not going out in a timely manner because I'm on another call. Like it just blew up everything, and I thought I could handle it, and I couldn't.
It's crazy. I got my sales guys. I've drilled this into their head enough that they're like, boss, fucking dial the leads back. Because they see it in their numbers. They know if I give them less leads, they'll actually make more money.
Really?
It's crazy. Yes. So I'm very proud that I've trained them to do that. Because, training salespeople to not want more leads is counterintuitive.
It's insane.
So, yeah.
And so they can handle, what did you say, 35 new leads a week? 20 to
20
35
to
new leads a
35.
week.
So a new rep coming in, I would not give them more than 20. And then like our most like seasoned reps, that even some of my most seasoned reps, they're still at like 30 leads a week. I got one guy that's just a fucking machine. He can handle 35 leads a week.
What are they doing the rest of the time?
Follow up, making sure they're making accurate offers. There's a lot that goes into it. It's like for me, all I care about, like, just get 3 solid fucking contracts a week. So we got a policy in our office. If you get 3 solid contracts a week, you don't have to work Friday. So if you come in Monday through Thursday and get 3 solid contracts, you're off on Friday. And they love that. It's a badge of honor. Like the cool guy, the fucking cool sales reps, they don't work Fridays. You know, if you got to work Fridays, it's kind of like, all right. So they take it as a badge of honor. They like that more than fucking money, being able to take the Fridays off.
Bro, 3.
Now, they're good ass deals though. Like we don't just let them lock up like 3 bullshit contracts.
Yeah.
It's,
do they have a spread that they know that they're going for on every deal? That's like set for them.
25K. 25K is our average deal size.
And so you need to aim for 25, or like, they have the free will.
They have the free will, but those are the 2 numbers we look at: is lead to contract and average deal size. So they get a quarterly bonus based on their average deal size. If it's over 25K, they hit bonus. If it's under 25K, sorry, you missed it. So they'll still take the pops. You know, like they get a little house in Illinois or fucking Missouri or wherever.
Missouri, bro.
You're not going to get a 25K pop usually out there, right?
No.
It's going to be a 10, maybe lucky if you're a 15, right? But you know, they just need to balance it out. They need to be going for big reps and with their other leads.
Do any of your best reps still work Friday because they're a cleaner? And they're like, no, like I don't take fucking days off. I'm here to make money.
Yeah. We got one guy that's just like, he's got a baby on the way. And he's just like, dude, I'm fucking working right now. He's super motivated. He's like, I could take Friday off, but like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm here to make money.
And then what's it like for your dispo guys? Like, what are their quotas and everything else that they need?
Each dispo rep's responsible for 2 assignments per week.
Okay.
Minimum. Yeah. And that's it. So
with your reps and dispo reps, do we have a certain output metric you want to hold them accountable to, or are you just giving them free will and suggested times? Like, hey, bro. Both.
Oh, well, yeah. So I came from an inside sales background. So I know how it feels to be like managed based on, call volume and fucking, all the, how many minutes you're on the phone and all that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not big into tracking. We track it all, but I'm not big into making them hit those numbers. I'm big into making the cash register fucking ring. Right.
Okay.
So scoreboard is first. If they're lighting up the scoreboard, then I'm not going to sit there and get really Machiavellian on you about your call volume.
Yeah.
But as soon as you fucking have a dip in contracts or whatever, then we're going to start looking into all those other things. Like, okay, why didn't you make your 45 calls? Why weren't you on the phone for an hour and a half each day? How many offers did you put out? Oh, well, fuck, you're not even putting out offers. No wonder you're not getting contracts, dumbass. Like, you need to be putting out at least 3 offers a day, or like this ain't gonna happen.
What's your sales training like every day? Is it twice a day, or are you going once a day? You start off in the morning with role plays, and all right, everybody hop in. What does that look like?
So in the mornings, we just do a quick huddle with the team. It's called Morning Wins, where we go around and say there's no negativity or fucking talking about like specific deals. Really, it's just hey, let's go around. Let's go over morning wins. And then, you might be like, dude, I locked up 2 deals yesterday. Looking like one's going to be, a 30 banger. The other one's going to be 15. So super excited about that. I got one more contract to go, and then I'm out on Friday. All right. Good job, strat. Right. And then we go to the next person. So everybody goes over their wins. Some people might be like, hey, I didn't get any contracts yesterday, but pipeline's filling up right now. I've got fucking like 4 closing calls today, and then that's it. So we do a quick morning wins, takes 15 minutes. Then after that, the managers huddle up, and that's when they'll game plan for the day. So Brandon and Kyler will be like, all right, we got we're light on contracts this week. We got to fucking step it up right the fuck now. What is why is
Yeah.
it Thursday and we've only got 7 contracts? We got to finish off this week strong. That's when they come together. And then after that, that's really it. We do 2 trainings a week internally. So we do role play and call reviews on one training, and then we do comp training on the other training. We used to do more than that, but we just found that twice a week is fine for us. And those trainings
Do
are
you guys
about
do
an
like
hour.
power hours or anything?
Yeah, I mean we used to stuff, but like our guys are pretty self-motivated. They don't need to be rah as much as I would say like a junior sales team. Like they understand the numbers that they need to hit, and they know that we're not playing like they got to fucking perform or they're not there. So we're not like down their throat like, oh fucking all right, it's power hour, like you got to hit 60 calls in the next hour. No, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, how many sales reps do you have fall out? Because I'm used to cold call leads. These PPC leads are like shooting fish in a barrel. Like
Oh,
it's
dude, if I
crazy.
gave my guys cold call leads, they all walk out on me right now.
Bro, like these PPC leads are like shooting fish. It's so much easier. It is like smoother, easier. You're not pulling teeth. It's really like if you know a basic sales process, to me, it's super simple.
I try to tell you, man. I've been trying to tell you for years. It's the fucking. I don't know how people stuck it out with cold calling for so long. You're gonna crush now that you guys are going more heavy into inbound. So that's really exciting. Um, what was your question?
Like how many of your guys fail? I can't see a reason why a
Oh,
dude would fail. Are they just incompetent?
yeah. I mean, they do. Like we still fire about 50% of our reps when they come in, just because that's you got like we have very high standards. If you don't perform in the first 30 to 45 days, you're out. I'm not
But
in
you don't
here.
turn over reps a lot, right? Like once they're in there, they're in there. But at the
We
beginning,
fire
it's
a lot, but
intense.
nobody really quits. No,
Yeah.
it's a damn good job. I mean, our senior acquisitions and dispo guys, and even our transactions, they all make great money. I mean, I fucking see my payroll bill every 2 weeks.
So you got, bro. Do you have a junior sales team? Like people are handling the follow-ups and bringing stuff back to life, or no?
Yep, we have we have a follow up specialist in. She's in Costa Rica. Damn good. She brings in on average 1.5 contracts a week. So 1 to 2 contracts a week is what she's pulling in. And then we have an in-house guy. He's been with us for 3 years, and he's like our junior acquisitions. So we have our follow-up specialist in Costa Rica. She'll mine through the database. She knows how to have good conversation, speaks perfect English, and when she finds something, she'll pass it to our junior acquisitions. He'll further scrub it and qualify it, and then pass it over to seniors.
Okay. But so that person who's a junior ack, what's the reason they haven't been promoted?
Just because there's people that are good.
Gatherers.
They're good. Yeah, they're good farmers and gatherers, but they're not killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not good hunters and killers. Hunters and killers will be your senior acquisitions. Your farmers and gatherers are going to be your junior acquisitions.
And I'm
Doesn't
not
mean
on
they're
my
not
phone,
all
bro.
brokers or they're bad people. It's just you got to have the
Yeah.
right people in the right seats.
I'm not on my phone. I'm just taking notes. Um, so you're training sales reps. What's a in this challenge that I'm doing? I'm gonna blow it out of the water. What's something that I'm gonna run into that's gonna be a bottleneck that I'm not thinking about?
Probably transactions.
You think so?
I don't see you having any problems with marketing or acquisitions. I think you might have some issues on the underwriting side of things. So
Yeah.
you need to make sure that um, you have that squared away. I think you're going to have a bottleneck on underwriting, and you're also going to have a bottleneck on transactions. I think you're going to be able to sell the deals, with investor lift and getting resourceful and just blasting stuff out and making sure you have good pictures, doing everything we talked about. But I think you're going to lock up more than you think, and then you're going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. Yeah.
All right, bro. I still got a ton more. We have our quotas, pictures. What are you doing to create urgency with your buyers? Like Reg, really lighting a fire underneath their ass. I like it because you can be. That's like my sales style. Is that like aggressive, no bullshit? Like, bro, we fucking doing this or not?
Mm-hmm.
That works for me. So, like, what are you doing to create urgency with all those buyers?
Yeah, I'll just fucking tell, like, even if it's a dead property, I'll just be like, listen, man, my phone's fucking blowing up like a drug dealer right now. Like, either you want this thing or you don't. Like, I'm probably gonna jack the price up on it right now. I'm selling it for fucking $290, but this afternoon, I already got people calling me. Hang on, real quick. Like, hey, let me tell this dude to fucking call me back. Like, you just have to. You got to play urgency, and it's just sales, man. I haven't been on the phone with a buyer or seller in shit
Years.
years. So you'd be better off asking my team. They're really good, but I miss it. I came up doing all that.
All right, I still got more. Urgency. What are you doing when you're vetting your dudes? Like vetting
Uh,
the buyers, like that dispo team. Just base concept of like, hey, I know no matter what, I gotta have a proof of funds, and they have to have closed on something recently.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see the track record with their LLC. I want to see, you know, how much money they got liquid, right? Like, so you got to show me. Uh, don't show me some. All right, and then a lot of times they'll come out of left field with different lenders. Like, hey, how are you closing on this transaction? Oh yeah, I'm using hard money. Okay, do you have your hard money lender already lined up? What hard money lender are you using? Right? What lender are you using? Have you used them before? How many properties have you closed in the last 12 months?
Yeah,
If this is the first time doing it and they got 30 grand in the bank, like, good luck.
yeah, they ain't moving shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Turn down offers, create an urgency. Whereas acquisitions, power hours, junior sales team. So what does your team look like now? Like as a whole, you have two full-time sales reps, three full-time sales reps, two follow-up people, two full-time dispo people, two full-time transaction coordinators, and then Brandon, and then one other person.
Yeah, it's a 12 man. We got a 12-man team. So we cut it down. We had 22 people and then cut it down to top 12. And we're fucking doing just as much volume with 12 people than we were with 22.
How did you identify the bloat?
I started getting very into the numbers of the business. You start looking at lead to contract per rep, and you start looking at what each person is contributing to the company, and it becomes very apparent to see, you know, where you're bleeding money. So you got to just track it. For the longest time, we tried to develop employees. We'd be like, oh, this guy's got potential. Like, just give him a little bit longer. I'm done with that, right? Like, we rehab houses, not people. So you either got it or you don't when you come, work for us.
And so they're on like a. Do you still bring in a sales rep and give them a trial day like you used to when I first met you, or no?
Yeah, so they've got a 45-day challenge. So it's 45 days to lock up $45,000 in assigned revenue.
That's really easy. Or is it
Yeah,
not that easy?
No, it's a baby quota.
Yeah.
But you got to put up 45 grand on the board just to fucking prove your spot on the team. If you can't even hit that, then you're cut.
Out of, do you know what your conversion numbers are on hiring sales reps?
We're probably 60% stick, and then 40% of them we got to cut. It might be closer to 50-50. And we've hired a lot of people, and we're pretty
Yeah.
good at hiring, but we still fuck it up half the time. You just never know
That,
until you get them until they actually in the job. Like they
yeah.
could do great on the practical interview where they're doing a mock phone call. They could ace all their personality assessments. They could be very well spoken in the interview, have a great personality, but until they actually get in the job and start doing it, you're not going to know.
Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. Are you, when dudes don't hit their quotas, how long are you giving them? A guy who's been with you for a year and he's like been crushing it, and then all, like, because dudes just fall off out of nowhere, and then you talk to
Mm-hmm.
him like, hey, is something going on at home, blah blah blah. How long are you working with that guy?
We'll put them on we'll look at his numbers and then maybe a quarter or two. But if they go two consecutive quarters of poor performance, like we can't keep taking those L's.
You give him 2 quarters?
Like if it's a multi-million-dollar producer and he's having a fucking down,
Yeah,
um, yeah, like we're talking about like a rock star. Like we've helped
a
our
rock
rock stars
star.
through some,
Yeah,
through some slumps, and yeah, you just like one of our guys just came out of a fucking like a 2 quarter slump. We are scared for a little while there, and he pulled out, and I'm glad he's doing better now.
how did he pull out, and like what was the slump? Was it at home stuff? You don't have to get into super detail, or was it like
Yeah,
work environment?
yeah, I think it was. um, we were giving him a little bit too much leads. Um, we kind of neglected him a little while because we were like, oh, he's good. He doesn't need, you know,
Yeah.
as much support, and he did. So our fault first and foremost. On top of that, he had stuff going on at home with like family, like health issues and things like that with some family members. So he was distracted, and all those combination of factors, led to it.
What's your best tips for leading quality sales teams, like killer sales teams?
Um, a lot. So one, if you hire the right people, that's 80% of the battle right there. They will manage themselves and they will hit numbers. You don't have to be Tony Robbins, Dr. Phil, fucking Andy
Yeah.
Elliott, Grant Cardone. You know, they'll
Rah rah.
produce. Yeah, because winners win, right?
Yep.
Winners win. That's how it is. So you got to uh, just put the right people with the right leads and the right systems, and things fucking crank along. But even the best, you're D1 athlete. Even the top athletes train every single week, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Every day.
every day, right? So we have our team trainings week in and week out. We got a very seasoned team, very sharp group, but we're still showing up to practice just like a professional sports team would. So you want to show up and do that, and then additionally, like all the little things to show that they're appreciated, like giving them a Friday off when they hit certain metrics. Uh, you know, giving out cash spiffs in the office, going into like I was in Austin 2 weeks ago, and they were crushing it. I said, "Fuck it, guys, we're taking the rest of the day off." It was a Tuesday, and we're going to Top Golf, and then we're going and doing go karts,
That's dope.
right? And that to them, that meant the world. That meant more than a cash spiff that I could have gave them in the office.
Yeah.
It cost me $700 for the whole fucking team to go do it. Best $700 I've ever spent. They got to laugh, enjoy their afternoon together. So being able to reward your team when it's merited,
When
not
it's
just
merited.
fucking doing it. Yeah. Like I did it because as a team, they hit 1 in 11 lead to contract 3 weeks in a row. So it was
Oh
just my
hell yeah,
happy.
bro. Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's go. You guys are doing great.
All right, let's check out some of these comments. My dog Nick is the goat. Gonna start Google Ads next month.
Let's go. What's up,
Some
Jay?
some other dude out of I think he's out of Modesto said that's my sensei. Dewan says great questions. This is a
Who's
great
working
way to
for
start my Friday.
you? Yeah.
On IG, Nick, I'm sure there's a bunch of questions for you. How many team members do you have? He has 12. A dude asked, "What's your formula if it's not 70%?" For me, I've just been looking at what people fucking buy shit at, and I just want to make a spread. I'm like, what is stuff selling at like price per square foot? What are investors buying at? And then I just want to back out from there, and I can try and make my money. Like, how do you train your guys?
It's fucking. That's a whole conversation in itself. So like we do every Wednesday in our 7-figure cartel, we do trainings with like all the companies
Yeah.
they come in, and then all the ACT reps they come in, and Brandon puts on a fucking clinic every Wednesday, and then we do it internally at our office too. So, uh, like this is how you're gonna make millions. Like this is really what separates the men from the boys. Like is mastering the comps. Like it's very boring shit, but like that's
Yeah.
the devil's in the details.
All right. Let's see what other IG comments we have. Gary Garcia just joined the 7-figure cartel last week. Let's fucking go.
Let's
Let's go,
fucking go,
Gary.
dude. Looking forward to seeing you on
Uh,
the calls, Gary.
Derek, mobile homes are dead leads. I think mobile homes are dead leads. I think they're fucking terrible. I know
Yeah,
Brian Manley's doing some stuff with them, but like I don't.
you can like if it's a mobile home on land, you can make some money on them. It's a manufactured house, you can make some money on them. Same thing with, I mean, you can make money on anything. It's just like, where do you want to spend your time? You're gonna try to squeeze out fucking 5K profit on, a trailer in a fucking park, or are you gonna go after the 50K spread there in Modesto, California? Like, I would, when you start doing a lot of volume of transactions, believe it or not,
The time
we
really
kill,
matters.
dude, we kill deals every week. So we'll lock up between 10 to 15 contracts a week in our office. We come in on Monday. We call Brandon the fucking Grim Reaper. Like he's looking for deals to kill.
No way. Really?
Yep. Because he knows what it's going to do to our bandwidth on dispositions and, anything that he can kill. He'll probably kill 3 contracts a week. 2 to 3 contracts a week. He's fucking axing.
What's
Get
his
it off the
criteria?
board.
He's like, nah, bro, it's less than 10. What the fuck are we doing? Like, we've done the research. Here's the feedback, axe it. Here's the feedback, axe it.
Yep. Exactly.
Wow. What's Brandon's cadence like with his dispositions guy? Like with the dispositions manager?
They're talking pretty much daily. So Brandon's the two people that report to Brandon is Kyler, and then our really just Kyler, but our sales manager on Dispo will speak with Brandon as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What's we got? Monster collab. There we go. What's going on, Real Estate Junior? Someone else said snakes in the grass with buyers.
Oh yeah,
Let me
you gotta
see.
watch out for those.
We rehab houses, not people. I feel that.
Can't
Does
do it.
website speed? Go ahead.
I said I can't do it anymore with the rehab and the people.
Does website speed performance affect being number one on Google page? I would say yes.
Dude, if you don't have a fast website and you're fucking running Google ads, just shoot yourself in the head. Like, because that's what you're doing with your money. You're just lighting it on fire. You know how it is. If somebody clicks on fucking Google and your website does not load immediately, you're going back to
Bro,
Google.
I'm out. I'm going back to
I'm
Google
out.
and I'm finding the thing that can serve.
Correct. So that's how society demands you have a fast website nowadays. And you will just burn money if you don't. So that's the number one most important thing when it comes to your landing pages, page speed, loading time, and then obviously like mobile friendly experience. 82% of your traffic is comes from mobile these days, so it needs to be lightning fast on mobile. Form, right in the loads up right when you get there. That's very Very important. I recommend using either Investor Lift or Gold Level Media to build your site.
Really, you didn't recommend Investor Lift
Yeah,
just for the
they're
PPC site?
yeah, yeah. Their seller lead landing pages are good.
Do you have any questions on your IG?
Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we got some fucking questions. Uh, let's answer some questions real quick, and then I'm out of here. I'm getting ready to go hit the gym. So
All right,
uh,
we got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap this up. So we got a lot of people saying glad to be in the cartel now. Really excited to have you guys. See everybody on the call. See your progress. Um, Josh, he said, been there, got to train with the team. Yeah, he came to the office. That was cool. A lot of people that joined. Give me 1 sec. Get down to these comments. Someone said, what are you guys talking about? You guys missed a live. I want to work with Nick so bad. Dude, looking forward to it, man. All right. So Torres Bulldogs, he said, yeah, I have about 400K in equity in my property and my credit is bad. Is there anything I can do or have someone that can fix credit fast? Yes. Reach out to Scotty Tregalis and have him fix your credit. There's no reason you should have banged up credit. These days, there's so many good people that can fix it. Scotty's who we use, who all of the people in our cartel use. He can get anything off of your credit report pretty quickly within a couple of weeks. So reach out to him. Am I
Oh yeah.
still fully nationwide? Or is it difficult moving in different counties or states? No, we're in select states. We're in about 15 states now. I've done deals in all 50 states, but the we've just over time narrowed it down to the top
Yeah.
15 that get us the best return. Oh, here's a fucking very important question. It says Strat, why'd you cut that mustache?
Bro. I fucked it up
No,
one day. I fucked it up, just like going, and I was like, "Fuck it, bro, I'm just gonna shave it off." And then Kalani was like, "I like it," and so I've just kept it this way. I'll probably grow it back at the end of the challenge or something.
love it, love it. Um, my first few deals were virtual. That's awesome. We had a lot of people join into the live. That's great. So let's answer all these questions real quick. If you guys have a question, we got a couple minutes. We're going to rapid fire these questions and we're out of here. So drop it in now or you have to wait for the next one. How many reps get fired or quit a month? Not many. I mean, we don't really have anybody quit and we try not to fire anybody, but we do. It's usually within the first 45 days of them coming in, they'll get fired if they're not performing. Is it possible to build enterprise value on a wholesaling business? That's a fucking loaded
Loaded
question right
question.
there.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I have my own opinion.
What's your opinion?
I I don't think you can really. The only people who build Robert Wensley's the richest person in the real estate space because he built a software company.
Correct.
And like in our space, I would tell you if you want to build enterprise value, you're gonna have to buy real estate or start a franchise. That's like
Mm-hmm.
scalable, like because like it's you don't have any recurring revenue, and the way when you start diving into business, the risk of wholesaling is that marketing spend every month, but then like our lifetime value of a client doesn't last forever, and so it's not very attractive to someone else. The reason like Keegley got so good is because they had no marketing cost, and their lifetime value of that realtor could be worth $200,000, right? And so that's why they scaled up really fast, and then why they franchised it. But like Keegley's worth something, the Joe Homebuyer stuff is worth something. Homevestors did sell for quite a bit of cash at a point in time, but I personally don't think you'll make enterprise money in wholesale, but you can make a cash flowing machine to do whatever else you want. I don't know what your opinion is, Nick. That's just what I've seen
I
in
can
real
agree
estate.
with you more. I mean, I think you hit that, knocked that one out of the park. How much do I spend on PPC a month? Between $50 to $60,000 a month is what I spend on PPC. Where do I do my PPC? We actually do it in house, so we don't use an agency. we use PPL companies, so we use Property Leads, Leadzolo, but the majority of our spend goes to our own PVC. So we do that in house. Nick, I'm in SoCal, DJV. Gonna need help with Dispo and TC. Hell yeah, man! Do we crush it in SoCal? Send me a DM after this, Josh, and I'll plug you in with my team so you guys can connect. A lot of the same repeat questions. What are the top 3 counties that produce the most? I don't really do anything countywide. I do everything statewide. Yeah, and then the last one I've got is we've got a couple more. We're still piling in. What's your average ROI on PPC? Close to a 5x on everything. Right now it's like 4.94 is what it was last quarter. We're aiming to be, probably 5.25 this quarter. What's your cost per lead? Cost per lead is between $45 to $55. It fluctuates.
That's solid. That's really solid, bro.
Yeah. And how many closers do we have? We've got 4 closers. 4 closers, and then Dispo, we've got 3. Transactions, we've got 2. Then we got some follow-up specialists, a CEO, and a COO, and then myself. I'm looking to scale and get more leads. What should I do? I would start with I would go ahead and start with pay-per lead first.
Yeah.
So
shout out Leadzolo. I'll plug myself. GetLeadzolo.com. They're sponsoring the challenge. But I think pay-per lead is. I used to be like, yeah, if you're just starting, you want to cold call yourself to get reps on really, really niche lists and get used to talking to those people if you've never been in sales and haven't had those conversations. At that same time, you should have PPL leads coming in because that'll give you quality at bats. But you're using the cold call stuff to get used to being on the phone because you don't want to pay for that PPL lead and burn it down. That's just me. I don't know what your opinion is, but that's what I cut my teeth on the phones, and so I'm very comfortable with it.
I agree. Lee said, how do I work with Nick and his team? Just book a call with my team and see if you qualify. We don't work with brand newbies. You got to already be active in the business and have some marketing budget to spend to actually do this business. I'm not going to be the guy that's like, oh, you could do this with no money, no credit. Like, motherfucker, go get a job if you don't have any money.
We have someone else asking how much it is. Vanessa, you can go to 7figure. Is it 7figurecartel.com?
Yeah, the link's in my Instagram bio. 7figurecartel.com. There you can book a call and just talk to my team, talk shop. How many leads per week per rep? We just talked about that. 4 to 8 leads per rep per day. So 20 to 35 leads a week per rep. And then we're going to answer one more. You got a guy that says, let me get that keyword list, Nick. I need an exact match, phrase match. Do we give all of that in the cartel? So you'll get that if you join. And then the hey, you got somebody shouting you out. Second lead I got from Leadzolo, 20K pop. So yeah, man, dude, I love it. I love it, dude. A lot of great feedback from everybody. Love our fucking community. We got awesome people. So that's all I got, man. I got to get my ass to the gym. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for joining on with us. And if you guys need anything, reach out. Always.
Where can they find out more about you, bro? Where can they go sign up for your program?
Dude, I'm on Instagram way too much, so just fucking hit me up on Instagram. You go to but yeah, if you're serious, just book a call with my team, and you can just talk shop with them. Like I said, we don't accept everybody. If you're brand new or you're just a pain in the ass to work with, we're not going to accept you. But if you're the right fit, you're serious about the business, you're ready to fucking level up, click the link in the bio, and then you can book a call, and we'll get you guys rolling.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much for coming on. It means a lot.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you guys. Y'all have a good one. Thanks.